The year 1982 was a landmark for science fiction. Films like Blade Runner, The Thing, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, Tron, The Dark Crystal, and Poltergeist all hit theaters, cementing the era as one of sci-fi's golden years. Yet, despite such heavy competition, one movie stood above them all: Steven Spielberg's E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Upon release, E.T. became a cultural sensation. It dethroned Star Wars as the highest-grossing film ever, earned glowing reviews, and received 9 Academy Award nominations, including Best Picture. More than 4 decades later, its legacy hasn't dimmed. In fact, it remains not only Spielberg's most beloved work, but arguably his most personal. A story rooted in childhood. E.T. reflected the cultural backdrop of the early 1980s. Suburban sprawl, rising divorce rates, and the era of latchkey kids shaped the lives of many children, and Spielberg channeled those dynamics into the film. At its heart is Elliot, Henry Thomas, a lonely 10-year-old grappling with his parents' separation. His chance encounter with a stranded alien, later named E.T., sparks a friendship that transcends language and species. Their bond grows so deep that Elliot begins to feel what E.T. feels, a narrative device that highlights the film's emotional core: the longing for connection. The suburban setting, the fractured family, and the children's resourcefulness all mirror Spielberg's own childhood. Like Elliot, he grew up in a broken home, retreating into stories, fantasy, and imagination. That personal connection gives the film its emotional authenticity, making E.T. resonate as much as an autobiography as it does a work of fiction. Revolutionizing science fiction. Before E.T., science fiction was often seen as cerebral or sterile, dominated by spectacle and futuristic concepts. Star Wars had made the genre more mainstream, but Spielberg went further, infusing sci-fi with tenderness, humor, and human vulnerability. This wasn't just another adventure, it was a deeply emotional story about friendship, family, and loss. Spielberg proved that science fiction could be intimate and heartfelt while still delivering awe-inspiring spectacle. With E.T., he cemented his reputation not only as a master of blockbuster thrills, but also as a director of genuine emotional depth. A technical and emotional triumph. Much of the film's staying power comes from the believability of E.T. himself. Created by Carlo Rambaldi, the animatronic alien moved and emoted with uncanny realism. Unlike today's CGI-heavy creatures, E.T. felt tangible, and that tangibility allowed audiences and actors to connect with him on an emotional level. Henry Thomas's performance as Elliot remains one of the finest ever given by a child actor. His raw sincerity brought gravity to the story, with Roger Ebert famously calling it one of cinema's greatest child performances. Drew Barrymore and Robert McNaughton also shined, while Dee Wallace delivered a grounded portrayal of a mother doing her best under pressure. John Williams' soaring score elevated everything, weaving itself into the narrative like a symphony of emotion. The combination of music, performances, and Spielberg's visual storytelling ensured the film transcended the trappings of a typical family movie. Legacy of a timeless classic. Some critics have accused E.T. of being overly sentimental, but its sincerity is what makes it endure. Spielberg's refusal to cheapen the story with a sequel, apart from a touching 2019 short film for a commercial, shows how deeply he values its integrity. Few movies manage to touch audiences across generations the way E.T. does. Like The Wizard of Oz or Star Wars, it carries universal themes of wonder, belonging, and survival. Elliot's story is fantastical, but his emotions are universal, reminding viewers of the child that still lives within them. Even among Spielberg's legendary body of work, which includes Jaws, Jurassic Park, Schindler's List, and Indiana Jones, E.T. stands apart. It's more than a sci-fi classic. It's a deeply personal statement about love, loss, and the enduring hope that connection can heal even the deepest wounds. More than 40 years later, it remains Spielberg's most heartfelt masterpiece.